So for like the 50th time, it is the first of the month. That means I travel a bunch and a bunch of statues might or might not. We do this for them. It's the same thing every single month on February 1st when we do Xtreme Xpos. Talk about travel, half the statues that'll come in, some shit from last month, how I couldn't control myself. They watch it? Oh. So like pretend it's all new stuff? Oh, God. Welcome to the Xtreme channel. It's February 1st, time for Xtreme Xpos, which means we're going to do the usual, the brand new thing that will be exciting and super new. As the Xtreme channel is pushing towards 50,000 subscribers, these are just a few of the statues we are giving away on the journey there. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Welcome to the Xtreme channel. My name is Mr. X. If you landed here and you don't know why, we are about Xtreme collectibles. Look behind me and look everywhere in my home. This is a monthly segment that we do on the first of every month where we take a brief look back at the previous month, which is January 23, and the new stuff coming up. As I said in the intro, I've been doing this for about 40 or 50 months now, and you guys seem to like it, so we're going to continue to do it. It gives kind of a preview for the upcoming month. So if you see something on here you like and you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe and the bell notification so you don't miss that upcoming video. While we talk about an extreme lifestyle, a lot of it's about extreme collectibles, and you don't want to miss these upcoming videos of stuff that's going to be on this table that we're going to talk about today. Now, before we dive into that, let's take a look back at January. I always like to look at a few things. Number one, what were my favorite collectibles that arrived? Number two, what did I buy? Number three, was there something I really wanted to buy, but I actually pretended to be an adult for a few minutes? And there's some interesting responses for all of those. So let's jump right in, talking about my favorite pieces that arrived in January. Now, if you've been following the channel lately, you know I am traveling like crazy. In fact, I recently crashed Gem Mint's house because I was in his neck of the woods. You can check out that video right here. So because of that, while it's February 1st today when this is airing, I'm filming this way in advance. So I'm going to go over two favorite pieces that arrived and then two others that have arrived, and you have already seen those videos, but I haven't seen them because UPS is a piece of shit. What I mean by that is it's been sitting in their distribution center forever and they don't want to deliver it the few days I'm home. However, I will get videos of that out. We're going to talk about that in a second. But my second favorite piece was this Venomized Loki. Very cool piece. I bought it in the secondhand market, so I didn't intend to get it, but I'm so stoked that I did. He looks great with the other Venomized pieces. If you want to see what he looks like, I'm doing a bunch of changes. Make sure to check out the Xtreme channel's social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. The link for those is in the description below. But my favorite piece was Prime 1 Studio Goku. Absolutely amazing. They did a really phenomenal job on this. Despite my lack of attachment to DBZ, some of these statues and characters are out of this world. Now, there's two other pieces I referenced I'll talk about in a moment. But I was very proud of myself. While it's not even halfway through the month when I'm filming this, I have only bought one statue. You guys know I'm trying to retire. I talk about it all the time. So what that basically consists of is trying to limit my purchases, which I'm going to try one statue a month this entire year. I know nobody thinks I can do it, but that is definitely the goal. And then I'll sell 20 to 30 statues per month. In case you missed it, our statue video sales just ramped up 2 days ago. We put about 25 statues up for sale. The only statue I bought was actually Gem Mint's fault. It was from that visit. It was PCS's Ronin statue. So not only did I buy this, but I bought the original comics and the hardback just to go through the story again. Very excited to get this, and I'm going to try and piecemeal some of the villains, not necessarily to this story, but PCS's Turtle villains, my upcoming month's purchases. Now, I did purchase some other stuff, but Mrs. X is starting to watch these now, so I don't want to say it out loud. And while it's extreme, it's not collectible related. Now, there were a lot more pieces that I did want to buy, and I practiced #restraint. Like I said, I'm very proud of myself. So let's go through those really quick. These are ones I'd love to have in my collection, but I'm really trying to go towards less is more. First, J&D Superman. So much controversy over this piece. I really liked it, and I always think that J&D looks way better in person than any other statues, and I think most collectors feel that way, so I would have gotten this in a heartbeat if I didn't have Prime 1 Studios' Henry Cavill black-suited Superman on order. I almost pulled the trigger on Sideshow Crow. So this was actually on their seconds, which is where I got the last Ronin piece. I saved $300 by going on seconds. Sideshow seconds is stuff with a damaged box. You can just Google Sideshow seconds, but they had this on there, and I really loved an old Crow statue I had. This right here was a custom. and I always regretted selling it, but in the end, it just didn't go with anything. Prime One Studios Lost World T-Rex Diode. Recently, I sold all my dinosaur statues. If I didn't, I definitely would have bought this. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I still even contemplated it. However, that base is just so big for such a short statue, and it would just look kind of funky in my opinion. Also, I watched Art Statue Collector's review of the production samples of LBS Hulk. This looked absolutely amazing. I've had, I think, all 3 of the LBS 1/3 scale Marvel pieces already on this table, and this was by far the best, at least from the videos. I really wanted this, but again, I just can't justify starting an entire new line, which would be Marvel 1/3. And the last one is the Dark Knight Death Metal Superman. You know, I wasn't digging this at first, but I eventually got sold on the base. And again, I haven't read all of these Dark Knight and Death Metal comics yet. I do have the omnibus actually coming. It will already have arrived by the time that this video launched. Unfortunately, I will be in Jamaica. Hashtag real world problems, right? So lots of traveling. You guys probably caught some footage and some photos of me and Mrs. X heading to Jamaica. While I'm traveling a ton for work in February, we have a couple family trips. Me and Mrs. X are doing a weekend away from the kids because we really need it because we just had one whole week away from them in Jamaica. I don't know, somehow when I booked it, it made sense in my head. But we are taking the kids up to San Francisco for a weekend to watch the Lakers play the Golden State Warriors. Very excited about that. And some other crazy trips coming up later this year, so make sure to stay tuned. I want to talk about the things that are scheduled to arrive. So some of these I have tracking numbers for, some are just supposed to ship, some have been in previous month's video. As I always talk about, it seems like about 50% of what's supposed to arrive does. And there's 2 pieces that are on this list that you've probably already seen. They're the pieces that UPS is being a bitch about and just don't want to deliver because they're too heavy. First is Prime One Studios Joker Dragon. So I have 1 box of this, but the heavy box they just don't want to deliver. Every single day it gets pushed to another day and pushed to another day and pushed to another day. In fact, the day I'm filming this, it was supposed to be delivered today and they pushed it already. You'll have already seen this review, and I suspect this may have been my favorite piece because I did see it at Gem Mint's place as well. The other one is that Ronin that I bought. So I got it on Sideshow Seconds, and again, it was supposed to be delivered, but they keep pushing it off. I really like this, and I think it's going to start a rabbit hole. I want to get the villains. While the villains aren't exactly to the story, I loved seeing those at Gem Mint's collection. Quarter scale Krang and Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady. Now that I visited his collection in person, and it really seems like I'm dick riding him, which I'm not because he doesn't know what a scraper is. Again, you got to go back and watch that video. I really see how people say that I'm an enabler or other people enable them. It does. When you see some of these pieces, you're just like, wow, that is really impressive. I really want to jump on board. Good thing I'm retiring, right? Anyway, so here are the pieces that are scheduled to arrive. I'm going to go through a bunch of them. So on top of the last 2 we talked about, here's a bunch. These for sure starting out, I do have tracking on, so I'm 100% confident they're going to arrive unless UPS continues to be a bitch. First is that 3rd scale Batman. Remember this right here? I've been talking about it for a while. It's probably going to replace my Hush Batman. I'm only going to keep 1/3 scale Batman, at least from the normal universe. So we'll see if it's this one or Hush. I might even do a comparison video on both of them for you guys. Another is this 1/4 scale Terrax. He was a Herald of Galactus, a big enemy to Silver Surfer, and I'm a big fan of this guy, and I'm glad someone's finally doing it. Custom means it's a private unlicensed commission. This giant Clayface as well. Huge piece. I've completely redone my 1/4 scale DC villains. You saw last month I sold a whole bunch of DC 1/4 scale, and I'm stoked to show you guys what that looks like. I'm waiting for him to arrive. I'm waiting for another one that's on this list, and then I'm going to do a new tour. I can confidently say, other than my X-Men wall and maybe my Silver Surfer collection, almost everything else has changed. So it's going to be, in my opinion, the most exciting tour I have done. This King Shark is also set to ship as well. This is from the same maker of the last 2 pieces. I'm a big fan. Again, I can't give you any information about these. This custom group makes some of my most anticipated pieces that I talked about actually in this video right here. A few others I've been talking about for a while. This one keeps getting pushed, and I don't know why. This Custom Surfer, which is fine, because eventually I'm going to run out of room for surfers because Mrs. X is still painting this one right here. It's just not her primary job, so it kind of takes a long time. But once that paint job is done on this Custom Surfer, I will show that to you. This Chun-Li, also, Asian collectors have started to receive this, so I suspect I will get it as well. While this will be my last piece of my Street Fighter collection, which may go up for sale in the next few months, again, don't message me. Just make sure you've subscribed to the channel and hit the bell notification. I'm really stoked to get this. It's kind of sad at the same time knowing I'm eventually going to get rid of that collection. This giant Hulk piece I've been talking about forever has finally shipped to S7 Customs. So I have the tracking. It's on the way. It's 4 boxes. Shipping was outrageous. The price is outrageous. But I'm sending it to the best Hulk painter on the planet. So I am fully confident this will be one of the coolest statues I have in my collection once it's all said and done. I talked about this last month. The Todd Father has sent me pictures. I see it coming. He's going to help me unbox it. Life size, or not life size, but giant Balrog from Queen Studios. Well, I'm not a huge fan of The Lord of the Rings. I loved this scene. I love this creature. And I was drunk when I bought this, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. I've seen a few pictures online, and it seems like it did not disappoint. Well, I don't think it'll arrive this month. It should ship this month. Also from Queen Studios, a life-size. Their life-size Spider-Man. I am in love with life-size pieces. I have more and more coming, and that's kind of what I say, less is more. That's the direction I'm going with my collection. I showed this really quick custom Super Scroll. Again, it was supposed to ship in January, so I suspect it'll arrive in February. Really excited to add this to my Fantastic Four collection. Terrax is also going to be in that collection as well, while he's semi-Fantastic Four related. This custom wing Venom, this is one of my most anticipated pieces for such a long time, is finally shipping. Really stoked. Definitely going to have to rearrange some stuff to make room for him with I think it's like 40 inches with the wingspan, and this is Donny Cates Venom. That's why he has wings. It's a newer story from 2019. But I love Venom, and I think this is very cool. I also have tracking on this custom Mystique right here. So what I'm excited about this is it has some of the coolest transformations I've ever seen. It's probably going to replace my Sideshow Mystique. And this is quarter scale, just like all my other X-Men pieces. And I recently referenced this on this X-Men countdown I did earlier this month, so you can go check that out. A whole bunch of Dark Knight metal stuff besides Joker Dragon that's also supposed to arrive, but they've been pushed off forever and ever, so I'm not even going to go over those. But set to ship is the Venomized Batman I've been talking about forever. While it probably won't arrive in February unless I do express shipping, I am stoked to get this. Again, going to have to rearrange some stuff. I know it breaks all the rules, but it's badass. And I think if you're badass, you can break all the rules. That should be a rule, but you could break it because you're badass. So I'm going to be traveling a ton. A lot of the content's going to be filmed in advance, but I appreciate you guys. I still love to read the comments, so throw down in the comments below what you have coming in February or your favorite piece was in January. I really appreciate you guys watching. I say that every single time. We're at 28,000 subs. Next few months, hopefully we can get up to 30,000 and give one of these statues away. We will be giving all of these statues away, plus additional ones at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. To win one of these statues, all you have to do is make sure you've liked this video, you've subscribed to the channel, you've hit that bell notification, and then just drop a comment below. Every 5,000 subscriber milestone, we are going to do a random drawing and pick a random comment and give one of these statues away, plus some additional ones I'm not showing right now. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thank you. It means a lot to me that you take time to watch this. Please hit that like button. That means even more. It's easy and free for you to do. But in the meantime, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care of yourself.